Hi, I'm Pat and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to drive this Hyundai Ioniq 6 from sunny Florida all the way to Maryland. If you're new to the channel, please click on the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I like producing cool car content and you're not going to want to miss what's coming up today. We decided to fly all the way down to Tampa, Florida and buy this 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6 Limited. And we're going to drive it all the way to Maryland. First time in an EV, first time using nothing but fast chargers on the road trip. So we booked about 2 days to give us the time to make it from Tampa to Frederick, Maryland, and it's going to give us the ability to be able to see exactly what this car will do during the road trip. Now, why did we buy a Hyundai Ioniq 6? Well, Alana needed a new daily driver, and this just made sense. The house that we're renting has a level 2 plug there. It's a NEMA 1450, and therefore I can buy a level 2 charger and plug it in and charge this car. So we've already set that up at the house. Now what we need to do is be able to transport this car from Tampa up to Frederick. So we went out to PlugShare and we started to map out all the high voltage chargers because this car can easily take a charge from a 350 kilowatt charger. Now, we've never done this before. This is going to be a completely new adventure for us, and it's not going to be a car review. We're going to talk about how it really is to experience this Hyundai Ioniq 6 on a road trip. And for us, maybe we'll come across some challenges and maybe things will go across pretty easily. We don't know. We're also going to be looking at the costs compared to what it would be for a fuel vehicle with an internal combustion engine and see, did this actually do okay over time? Now, we're going to mainly be using the Electrify America chargers, and those have about, 56 cents per kilowatt hour. And this car we saw was getting about 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour when we were driving at highway speeds. And if you're interested in buying a Hyundai Ioniq 6, well, maybe this will give you a little bit more information about what it's like to take a car on a road trip and have to deal with all the range anxieties and the challenges at the charging stations. Now, Tesla recently approved all of their vehicles to be able to use their supercharger network, but as of the date of this recording, the Hyundai Ioniq 6 does not have that ability. So we cannot stop at Tesla Superchargers. We can only use the DC fast chargers like Electrify America or EVgo. So we're going to be taking this car mainly up Interstate 95 once we get out of this area in Tampa and drive it all the way up to Frederick. And honestly, we're expecting things to go pretty smoothly, but traffic on 95 can be pretty congested, and we are also expecting some congestion at some of the Electrify America chargers because EVs have become so much more popular. So why did we decide on the Hyundai Ioniq 6? Well, we were looking at different options to give Alana the ability to drive in the HOV lanes in Maryland. And that meant that if we bought a hybrid with a large battery, or, we picked up this EV, she should be able to take this onto the HOV lanes and be able to make the trip between Frederick and her job without having to sit in traffic. So this normally wouldn't be the kind of car that we would want to pick up for the garage, but it made sense to give her that ability to make the commute with as little difficulty as possible. What's nice about buying this car in Tampa was it was actually a lot cheaper, about $4,000 cheaper than buying the same car in the market up in Maryland. And that meant that flying down here to Tampa on points, and that was free. And we stayed here at her folks' place, so that was free. Generally, what we're really doing is we're paying for what it's going to cost to transport this car by ourselves up to Maryland, and we're probably going to stay the night in the Carolinas to be able to, rest and recharge for the next day. So it's currently Sunday. We are going to depart. It's about noon. Decided to get out of bed a little bit later than usual, and we're going to take this on the road trip. Once it gets up to Maryland, then it'll be inspected as required by Maryland, and it will be registered and titled there. So that is going to be our process. Now, this is a completely black car, and inside, of course, it's the dark interior, and this limited car has pretty much all the options. So the ventilated seats and other things that other YouTubers talk about as they review the Ioniq 6. We're not going to review it. We're going to drive it and tell you what it's like on a road trip. All right, we're going to start our trip. We have, how many miles here? 213 it shows. And of course we're going to turn the seat ventilation on because then we can increase the temperature on the climate. That helps increase range. And we're looking at Android Auto here, and I want my Waze map here. All right, so we're going to be on the road about an hour, or 33 minutes actually, and that'll stop at our first charging station, and let's see what happens. But it's been sitting here at the house, plugged in the level 1 charge, and we're ready to go. Right, so we're on the highway, about 75 mile an hour, and it looks like 3.1 kilowatt miles, or 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour, and have the self-driving enabled. So really all I need to do is keep one hand on the wheel at this point, and the car drives itself. But we're going to see now, we got 200 miles of range. We still have 23 miles to go, and we'll give it a decent charge. I don't know how far we're going to top it up when we get to the next charging station, but so far so good. This is actually a good rate, 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour, but of course we're in Florida, so it's pretty much flat. All right, pulling into the first stop here, and be plugging into the right side. Here we are. We got about 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour, and we're at 65% charge. We have 173 miles that is remaining, so we're going to plug it in and get to about 80% so that we're topped up for the next one. Okay. Hyper fast.
Right?
Yep. As long as you pulled that little, yeah, you're good to go. All right, so we got a hyper fast CCS here. Yeah, it popped up red.
It has balance on it.
So we're trying the Electrify America app. So far, yep, that came up green that time. All right. So yep, one has the Electrify America app, and this one actually took with no issues. And it's initiating charging. And there we go. We got 56 cents per kilowatt hour. And if we do the math, 56 cents per kilowatt hour, and if you do the math for that 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour, how much is it costing per mile? 18 cents? 18 cents per mile. So
wait, no. Wait, it's what? 56 cents divided by 3.1?
yeah.
Yeah,
18 cents per mile. Okay. So that's what we're getting right now at this particular charger, is 18 cents per mile. And we're looking at 31 minutes to get it to 100%, which we're not going to do. We're actually going to push it to about 80%. But we're going to climb into the car and see if we can get the air conditioning. All right, so here's our stats inside the car. 30 minutes to 100%, but we're not going to get up there. Looking like we're charging at 175 kilowatt hours. That's kind of slow for a 350 plus watt charger, and we're staring at 69% right now as far as charge is concerned. And it's telling us it's only going to be 5 minutes to get to 80%, which is really good. So a little bit of a complication here at this particular charging station. We were in this spot over here, but we couldn't reach the charging port in the car, so we had to move to a different charger, and there was already somebody at the charger we needed to be in order to back out. Fortunately, he was in a Ford F-150 electric, and he pulled out. He says, I'm not gonna stay here. You can go ahead and pull into my spot. So we went ahead and moved our way over to that spot and parked. So here we are charging. After recharging, trip 79.6, and 1 hour 43 minutes and 31 miles per kilowatt hour. I'm assuming this is after we unplugged at the house?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your trip information, which is great. Little page button here will give you that. And yeah, we're only a minute away from 80%, so this really hasn't taken long at all. I don't know how long we've been here, 5 minutes?
Maybe.
pretty good, pretty good. So we're at a Walmart. We'll go ahead and use the restroom and then get our butts on the road, but we'll take a peek at the what we actually used when we unplugged from the charger.
Yeah.
All right, please unplug. Got it. Now what's our stats? What are we seeing?
Total energy was 14.2 kilowatt hours, 6 minutes. And then charging cost was the 56 cents per kilowatt hour. And with some tax, it comes out to $8.45.
So we're headed to Gainsville, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. And so far so good. We have the auto driving enabled, and what's really nice about it, we were just in some stop and go traffic. I was hovering over the brake, but not really being too conscious of making sure I was doing the driving. I let the car do the driving and did a perfect job as far as being able to stop before hitting the car in front of me as traffic was stop and go. Yeah, so far so good. I'm very pleased. I think this would be a perfect car for dealing with traffic. We're stopping here in Gainesville, 134 miles left, 55%. And so we'll stop here, get charged. Now, there's a Publix here. Of course, Alana loves her Publix.
Pub subs for the win.
Pub sub, yes. So the plan will be to go ahead and plug in. We'll let this thing go up to 100%. Not really going for an 80% charge this time. And that way we can run into Publix and get our pub sub. An interesting stop. That guy's parked really weird. Let's see what we can do here.
Could have pulled in over there,
We got people waiting. Yeah, we got people waiting. So this dude here is waiting. This car right here is probably waiting. So yeah, we might have to just go to Publix first and then come back around because this one is full. So we had our first challenge here, so that means definitely having to do something different other than charging. All right, so I'm just gonna go grab Publix, I think, right now, and then we'll come back because right now we're not going to be able to charge at all. Okay, so we stopped at Publix and got some food, but of course now we need to get charged up, and this is where we ran into a bit of a snag. So PlugShare people were complaining that the actual charging station was so backed up that people were waiting in line for a while. So I've relinquished the steering and accelerator and braking over to Alana, so she's going to get us over to the charging station and see if there's a line. Are a couple of them broken?
Yeah, 2 of them are broke.
2 are broke. All right.
It's a good line though, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah, we'll just have to hold up then.
It's me next, then this blue car. Are you in the Audi? Or the...
I'm after that car. I'm the blue one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another
There's that
VW.
Genesis,
Yeah.
that blue car, I think it's the Rivian, that e-tron,
Wow.
and then it'll be all.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank
a lot of
you.
people.
Yeah, love that. Thanks.
It's getting hot in here real quick.
I know, but we're gonna sit and we're gonna see if there's a charger that we can get to. There's a Starbucks over here off of Florida 10, or is that 90? It's I-10. And in McClenny.
FPL EVolution.
65 miles from here.
65 miles, we got 130. We could do it.
Do you want to just do it?
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Do you want to just eat first? Do we don't grab, because it's going to be hard to eat on the road. That way we're at least here in case other people decide to leave.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, food time. All right. So we're going to give up on the long lines of people waiting here at Gainsville. The network just doesn't support what we need, and a lot of people on PlugShare were making some comments to the fact that it's just not, it's not good. So with only 2 available and about 8 cars sitting there, it's just time to move on. So we got 130 miles of range, and our next point of arrival is about 71 miles. So, you know, we're just going to use about half of this charge to get there. And how do you think we should travel as far as cruise control settings and things like that?
Stay as close to the speed limit as you can. I don't know where it wants me to go.
Yeah, we're going to turn right up here. So we'll stick to that speed limit and try to set the cruise control so we don't have to accelerate hard and save ourselves a little bit of power.
And the big important thing is the climate. Keep the climate as low as possible.
Yeah.
So, you know, like recirculate air, keep your temperatures as high as you can, and hope for the best.
All right. So now we are at the next one, and the cool thing about this is I was watching the range and how long we had to drive, and it was saying like we may end up with about 66 miles left when we were done, but Alana drove so well. There they are. Oh, that's terrific. Look at that. All those charging stations and nobody parked at them. One of the habits that we're trying to break between the both of us is not reaching down into the center console to put it in reverse. Good job. Just don't want to reach down to that center console.
I'm gonna shift on the
So let's see if we can hit the page button to change the menu and see if there's a... Okay, so in that trip, well, we got 133 miles.
2 hours and 55 minutes.
And we averaged 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. So not bad at all. We still have 74 range, so that's a good thing.
And the battery is at 30%.
30%?
Yep.
Okay, so are we going to go for 100% charge this time, you think?
I don't know. We'll see how long it takes, I guess.
I think we need to look at our next
stop, yeah.
And see.
And decide. We'll look at the next stop and decide.
But we won't do what we did last time and just not check. So that's one of the learning curves here with this thing, is make sure check your PlugShare and see what your next stop looks like. So this is the first time we're at a FPL EVolution. Yeah, I think you might need to pull their app down in order to start charging here.
Alrighty.
Well, yet another learning curve, another step in the process here for things that we aren't used to using. They got a nice QR code. So we needed to download the app. You got to put billing information in there too, like a credit card?
Yeah, it's taking Apple Pay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so what it is, you get the app. This is actually the identifier for this specific charging, and it starts the charging by doing that. Yep. Wow,
so you did it all in the app and it automatically said...
Yeah, the app scans this QR code and then you put all your payment in through this, and then that connects to the car, speaks to it, and then we should see the car start charging. Yep,
it says establishing connection. I hear some clicking. Huh. It's got a blower going, so...
Yeah, it's working.
Yep, there we go. So we're showing...
16 minutes to 80%.
16 minutes to 80%, and yeah, so we're showing 30%.
Yep, looking at 100 and some kilowatt hour or kilowatts.
Yeah, it's definitely ramping up.
It's going up, yeah. So that's good.
Good. All right, this is good.
So do you want to go get some Starbucks?
Yeah, let's go into Starbucks and see about what we need to do to prep for the next place we're going to stop at. So we decided to go in the Starbucks. It actually stopped charging. I came out and it stopped at 70%, but she was able to restart it now, so looks like we're sitting at 16 more minutes to hit 100%, and we already started to plan out our next stop. So at this point, it looks like we're able to make it to Savannah, but if we can't, we got to stop here in Brunswick. So Savannah, South Carolina will be the next stop. Any thoughts so far?
Nope, just excited.
Just excited. We did have a little bit of anxiety though with this last one. So,
Yep.
and we got a late start leaving this morning. If we think about it, probably should have left a little bit earlier, but the nice thing about the auto driving is it actually reduces fatigue. And I'm usually only good for about 2.5 hours, and then, you know, I'm shot for a while. But I think with the self-driving mode, the car is doing most of the watching for me. I'm still keeping an eye out, but I'm not focused as much. I'm not concentrating as much as I normally would. So we're going to push it, you know, a little bit further into the night beyond what we normally would probably do on a road trip, because I think we're capable. And then we'll stop when necessary. But on to the next stop here after this charging completes. I did notice that, you know, especially now that we're heading up above that 80% now, the charge rate is dropped, and it's kind of variable. It's down around 60 kilowatt hours. So only another 14 minutes to go and be back on the road again. Here we are in the great state of Georgia. I really haven't spent much time in Georgia. Have you?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
It's new for me though. So 85 miles left and still about 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, and we're stopping here at the Walmart in Savannah. And it was a wise decision, I think, to top off at 100%, showing that it's literally right here.
Right here somewhere.
Oh, I see them. They're way on the other side in the back. Nice sunset here.
Okay.
158 miles, 2 hours 18 minutes, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, and we have 85 miles of range left to go. All right, time to plug in.
No, it doesn't want to take this. Oh well.
Did you have to try multiple times last time? Wow.
Let me try
one's
one
being
more
difficult.
card, and then if not, we'll do a different charger. This one doesn't want to take it.
Interesting. Yeah, so the proximity on this one was not working well. So we're going to try one more time. And saying plug in first. Okay, connecting the vehicle now. These things are kind of finicky, huh?
Yeah, just... Nope. Okay. We're gonna go to a different...
Yeah, it's not reading it in. Great. Yeah. Thank you, Electrify America. Okay, let's see what happens here. Charger number 4.
Come on.
It's doing absolutely not. Oh, had to start charging session. Okay. Try this one.
Oh,
That
there we
took.
go.
Okay. Just took 3 chargers to get it. And that's a slower one because it's 150 kilowatt.
12 minutes to 80, 35 minutes to 100.
12 minutes to 80, 35 minutes to 100. Okay, well, this has given us absolutely no data at all. All right, we finished up the charging here. We ran into some great people here just outside of Savannah and talked about their Ioniq 5 and the i4, actually, BMW i4. So we're ready to go again. We got a full charge this time, 255 miles, and we're going to Culver's.
Hey.
I haven't had Culver's in a long time, so away we go. All right, after a delicious meal, Culver's. I love Culver's. I only get it when I'm in Wisconsin, but apparently they have them here in the South, so I just had to have it. All right, we have a 2-hour and 12-minute drive and enough range to be able to get there easily. So we are headed to take a nap, or should we say a little bit more than a nap?
It's a long nap.
Yes, 170 miles, 256 miles of charge, which means I could put the pedal down.
Oh boy.
If I really want to. All right, off to Florence, South Carolina, and then Bucees tomorrow. All right, we made it to our hotel here in Florence, right down the road from Bucees. We're gonna go there in the morning. And we have information here. All right, 40 miles left, 21%, 167.6 miles, took 2 hours, 22 minutes, and we only averaged 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. This time around, nice thing is, this hotel, it don't work?
Huh?
It doesn't work?
No, it won't do anything. I plugged it in and it just,
Really?
yeah, just says network down. But we're an EV, so.
Network down. Oh, that's not good. Well, yet again, go to an EV charger and it doesn't work. Looks like this guy's working. Yeah, charging, but that one ain't charging. Go figure. All right.
8 hours later.
Last night was quite the adventure. The hotel, somebody decided to pull the fire alarm, so that meant a lot of big aggravation. With you wake up in the middle of the night, this thing's blaring at you, lights are flashing, you're in a deep sleep, and yeah. So we're up this morning, gonna go for probably 100% charge, and then on the road we're gonna head to Bucees. It's my birthday today as well, so we're celebrating by going to Bucees in an EV. Wouldn't take your phone? Man. So this actually didn't take her account again at another Electrify America. All right, 20% on the state of charge right now, so we're going to be here a while, and it's ramping up. And we stopped at Panera, so we can drink some coffee and get some food in us. Yep, she's charging. All right, there's 100%. 230 miles of range left. Let's go unplug. Completely black screen. There's complete burn-in here, so absolutely nothing. $37.52 I see, but other than that, nothing. Here we are at the world famous Bucees. Now, this is a gas station, and it's a tourist trap, but I've never seen so many gas stations, so many gas pumps in this place. This is too deep. This is kind of nuts. Well, here we are. Let's go inside. That is probably one of the biggest tourist traps that I've ever seen on the East Coast. I've done a lot of traveling out west, and we get a similar thing out there, especially when you're heading on I-90 out through South Dakota, and you start stopping at, seeing all the different signs and stopping at Wall Drug. But this is definitely a gas station, but it's a huge one out here in Florence, South Carolina. It's worth the stop. I gotta say, it'd be nice if we actually had some EV charging here. They do have Tesla chargers, but other than that, we don't have any EV charging outside of Tesla. Once Hyundai gets on the Tesla charging network, then it'll be a different story. But for right now, hey, at least it's worth stopping at this big tourist trap. All right, we're gonna be heading up the road. 217 miles left, and we're heading to, do we know?
You do. I don't have it set. I didn't look. I'm just the passenger princess.
Passenger princess over here today.
With
all
the
right.
cans.
So we're heading to a Sheetz. They have lots of chargers here at the Sheetz. I personally like Sheetz because it's very popular up in Maryland, Pennsylvania area, and they usually got a lot of good stuff. So it's a gas station, which is great because then we actually stop and get coffee and things that we like. So we're on our way. Is that EVapors?
It is.
What are you doing around here?
I live around here.
No, you don't.
I'm Mr. North Carolina now. Come on now.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome
man.
to the Waffle House. This is a great detour.
Hey, look, what better place to go to Waffle House? Not fine dining, but Waffle House dining.
I miss Waffle House.
Hey, I'm from here, so I love the Waffle House. So don't take me to a fancy steakhouse. Take me to the Waffle House.
All right, I'm taking you there right now.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, I finally get to see the EVapors.
Look.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? You gotta give me a hug.
Yeah, man.
Now, we have bad pollen down here, so I haven't washed my car in 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Because the pollen was so bad, you would wash it, it would turn back yellow.
Don't
So
even
I
bother.
said, I'm just gonna just let it be dirty like I was on a 3-week road course or something, man.
Don't even bother. Is this
Yeah.
the first time I'm down here seeing you?
I know, man. So, you know, I've been to your house.
I know.
Been to your town.
I know. So I literally just called Eric and I said, I'm gonna be coming through your area in an hour. Meet me. And he's like, all right, I'm there. So we're good.
Yeah, man.
We're good.
I changed all plans and said, nope, we're not doing that. I'm gonna go meet Pat. We were gonna go grab something to eat.
Yeah, we're gonna grab a bite to eat. You know, this thing is beautiful.
Yeah, like I said,
Oh.
she's a little dirty.
Oh, still.
But you know, that's my baby, man. We got the Z51, got hard top convertible. You know, it's a fun car, man. I can't complain. It's an absolutely fun car.
Have you been enjoying it?
Oh yeah. You know, we do track days, drag strip, not road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
do.
still producing any content?
Not regularly, but it's funny. I just finished my degree in cinematography.
Ooh.
And now the school has slowed down. I was literally telling the wife, we back on YouTube.
All right, we're back.
On YouTube.
EVapors, check it out. Link in the description. Are you Eric EVapors Stevenson?
Yeah.
All right,
But
not
look,
just
if
EVapors.
You know how they say Google me?
Yeah.
You just type in EVapors. I'm right there, EVapors.
All right, yeah, my old friend. I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go grab something to eat.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. You know, I really like this convertible too. Look at that.
Hey. Why not me? Why not me?
Exactly.
I'm a man of the people, man.
Exactly.
Why not me?
And you know what? When that top goes up, you can go.
It's your man, EVapors. We swipe up. It's a spaceship, baby. This is a spaceship. I used to call the I-8 the spaceship.
No, this is the new spaceship.
This is a new spaceship, bro.
Good seeing you again.
Always, man. Be easy, man.
All right, we'll see you.
We'll see you, bro.
Yep. All right, we're gonna get back on the road, heading to another charging station on the way to Maryland. Made it to our next destination. Here we go. Let's see what we got. 176 miles, 2 hours and 42 minutes, an average 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour, and 68 miles of range. Now, this actually worked out pretty well this time. We had a little bit more traffic than usual, which added to a little bit more average the average miles per kilowatt hour. So Alana is now back here doing her magic and plugging things in. So let's take a look. So this one is not working. We're actually doing it right. We're hitting this right area. See if it picks it up on the other reader. No? So weird. Processing. Payment authorized. Okay, so couldn't use the Electrify America thing here because it's not working. Yeah, so the one thing I'm learning about these networks is it's completely hit and miss yet again. We'll see what it's like as we get closer to the DC metropolitan area, but at least right now when we're out in the middle of nowhere and there's only 4 chargers within, you know, a half hour to an hour, I guess they're getting a lot of use, and maybe they also get neglected a bunch. So glad we got a chance to stop at Sheetz, not only because I always like Sheetz. Sheetz is one of my favorite places, but this is the first EV charging station with squeegees and trash. So you can actually clean your windshield and throw your trash away right here. This is very nice. Of course, I still had Windex and paper towels because honestly, you need something when you're out and about and you just don't have quick access to squeegees unless you pull into a gas station, but you're only using a gas station to clean your windshield. So yeah, very happy to be here at Sheetz, and we're going to top off 100%, and then we're going to get back on the road. We'll take a look at PlugShare and see what we can do for our next stop. Well, that was quite the adventure. We had gone through a hailstorm in order to get here and had to stop. It looks like I have about 55 miles of range left, so let's see how this charger works. So here we go again. See what this one does. Connect on the vehicle. Hey, proximity thingy worked. Payment authorized. Yay. Okay, so this is a decent one. Got lucky with this one.
Yep.
Yep, so the fastest chargers are down there at the end with a 350 kilowatt, so here we are with the 150 kilowatt. So we're looking at probably around 117 miles to get home. We got another 100 miles of range, so we're going to stop at 85%. Stop, $28.28. All right. All right, $29.28 total after tax. Perfect. Finish. Woo. Thank you, Electrify America. You actually worked the way you were supposed to this time. All right, final leg. We'll head up to BWI, pick up my truck, and then she gets to drive this the rest of the way home, and then we plug it in. So coming to the end of our trip, and what is it, 6:40 p.m. It's still got some sun out. I think we did pretty well by planning it the way we did, and making the stops that we did today. I think it worked out very well. We're loving the auto drive feature, especially in traffic. So she has it set up so that it will automatically stop when traffic stops and automatically go when traffic goes, and it's actually working very well. It just can freak you out because you're not used to not hitting the brakes when traffic stops. So it's kind of cool. She can adjust her speed there, and as everybody comes to a stop, the car will literally stop itself without any intervention at all from her. So very cool feature, very nice for dealing with traffic here in the Baltimore area, which means that we're getting very close. We're about 16 miles away from picking up my truck at the airport, and then we're heading home to plug it into the home charger and see how it does there. All right, we're home sweet home with 103 miles left. That trip was 119.5 miles, 2 hours, and 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. So we're actually getting better miles per kilowatt hour now, which is good. The traffic sort of helped. We weren't driving at 80 miles an hour. So gonna go ahead and put this right in the garage and then charge it up. This should be able to tell us how far we're in. If I turn the parking beeper off, I can just hit this and then see, am I in far enough? And I want to go in a little bit more. And then that way I can shut the garage door. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, no level, or just level 2 this time. So here's our charger in Emporia. I'll take the little rubber cover off of here. Let's see how this does. First time plugging in at home. And what do we see here? We got a blink on the charge. Talking to the car.
Charging scheduled.
So we're back here in Maryland, and after a few days I had the opportunity to really get to drive the car, recharge the car. Alana's been driving the car, and what we've learned is that charging at home makes this cost about 2 cents per mile to drive this car. The level 2 charger works great here at the house, and it feels like a luxury car when you're driving it on the daily. And also with that low center of gravity, it's just fun to drive when you want to get on it and just go into the turns. The car really hugs the road. But let's go back to some of the stats that we were able to gather on this particular trip so that you understand exactly what we had to go through and what it cost. So the car itself has a 77 kilowatt hour battery, and it weighs 4,200 pounds. So on average, Hyundai is saying that this thing will get about 305 miles of total range and have about 117 miles per gallon equivalent. Now on our trip, we used 365 kilowatt hours. We drove 1,029 miles, and it cost us $171, which averaged out to about 17 cents per mile. Now, if we were driving Alana's old car, which was her Subaru Crosstrek from 2014, that was getting 26 miles per gallon, and the average cost per gallon at the time was $3.63 per gallon for 87 octane. So it would have cost us $144 or 14 cents per mile on the same trip. What does that mean? Well, it was more expensive to drive this car from Florida to Maryland because those DC fast chargers were actually charging us more money than a gas station would. And we were inconvenienced having to plug it in. And we had to wait longer. So overall, it was not cheaper to drive the electric car from Florida to Maryland, but that wasn't the purpose. I would not recommend a road trip in an EV. In fact, I would honestly prefer either a gas car or even a hybrid on a road trip because of a few things. Number one, convenience. You can't beat it when you're able to pull into a gas station, top off in 5 minutes, go inside, grab a hot coffee, you have ready-to-made food right there, and there's practically no wait. You really don't run into any issues. The electric chargers, having the backup at some of these stations and not having the chargers work correctly, the learning curve of charging and having to wait probably up to 30 minutes to top off at some of these DC fast chargers, it was inconvenient. But overall, we saved money. If we would have put this thing on a transport, it could have cost us between $1,500 and $2,000 to have it transported from Florida all the way up to Maryland in a covered trailer. We also considered actually going through the Auto Train, which is an Amtrak service from Florida to Virginia. And if we would have stayed inside one of the sleeper berths inside that train and also had the car transported, that would have cost $1,600. So it would have been cheaper to do that, but it still would have been more expensive than driving it ourselves. The one night that we stayed at a hotel cost about $112, and that was at a Hilton. And between that and the cost of actually paying for electricity to transport the car, it was the cheapest. It honestly was the cheapest, and we had the convenience. So overall, yeah, not really happy with the car for a road trip, but it was much, much cheaper than either transporting the car, either with transport or via the auto train. So that wraps up today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. We may have some more content on this car. I don't know yet, but right now, this is just a daily driver, and so far, we've been really enjoying it, driving it around for the past week here in Maryland. If you liked today's video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I like producing cool car content, and you're not going to want to miss more content here at Pat's Garage Online. Thanks for watching, and happy motoring.